Culture is the widening of the mind and of the spirit. A leader or a man of action in a crisis almost always acts subconsciously and then thinks of the reasons for his action. A moment comes, which comes but rarely in history, when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends, and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance. Action itself, so long as I am convinced that it is right action, gives me satisfaction. Citizenship consists in the service of the country. Crises and deadlocks when they occur have at least this advantage, that they force us to think. Every little thing counts in a crisis. Failure comes only when we forget our ideals and objectives and principles. I have become a queer mixture of the East and the West, out of place everywhere, at home nowhere. Ignorance is always afraid of change. It is only too easy to make suggestions and later try to escape the consequences of what we say. Life is like a game of cards. The hand you are dealt is determinism, the way you play it is free will. Loyal and efficient work in a great cause, even though it may not be immediately recognized, ultimately bears fruit. Peace is not a relationship of nations. It is a condition of mind brought about by a serenity of soul. Peace is not merely the absence of war. It is also a state of mind. Lasting peace can come only to peaceful people. Socialism is, not only a way of life, but a certain scientific approach to social and economic problems. The art of a people is a true mirror to their minds. The forces in a capitalist society, if left unchecked, tend to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. The person who runs away exposes himself to that very danger more than a person who sits quietly. The person who talks most of his own virtue is often the least virtuous. We live in a wonderful world that is full of beauty, charm, and adventure. There is no end to the adventures that we can have if only we seek them with our eyes open. You don't change the course of history by turning the faces of portraits to the wall. The purely agitational attitude is not good enough for a detailed consideration of a subject. Time is not measured by the passing of years but by what one does, what one feels, and what one achieves.